Today is September 7th. The Yankees win another series. They lose game 3 after winning games 1 and 2, thus giving them the win of the series. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steam and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. It's 10:08 p.m. on Thursday, September 7th, and I lost my shot of Jake. I just found it. There you are. Hello, everybody. The Yankees lost the last game. Why was this not a day game? Anyway, if everyone that's watching in the live chat, as soon as we end this show, if you could tweet at me to take the recycling out. My wife, Katie, who I just told, I won't forget, babe, I promise, would really appreciate that because there's no way I remember after we get done with this podcast. And that would be bad. You know what she did, Jake? She left the garage. She texted me. She said, the garage door is open. So if you do decide to do it in the morning, make sure you close the garage. That's a smart move by her because if I forget now and then the garage door was open all night, we might all get killed. So smart move. Anyway, how are you, Jake?
James Davis, yeah, she elevated the game. She elevated it from
bad, phenomenal move by her.
She elevated it from yeah, you missed it, and that stinks, to bad dad, bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
put the whole fucking family in danger.
Post-episode tweet still the best way to get to you? Is that still the best way to contact you?
Yeah, because I only check my notifications on Twitter.
Okay.
I don't go out of the main feed and scroll for shit, but I'll look and see if people are talking to me.
Okay, well, we'll get the people in there, and hopefully we had some people joining us from our Blitzball Blitz we did tonight on our Warehouse Games channel. That was a lot of fun, and we had a lot of people in there, probably more than we might have thought for the first night, so that was exciting. And, I don't know, there was hope in Yankees land for 24 hours. The fall training, fake hope Yankees winning games. And even when they were down 8-1 and the Yankees put a little rally together, it's like, hey, maybe this team can come back now because they have energy. So I don't know. The Yankees are still a more pleasant watch than they were, which was my original ask a few weeks ago. Stop playing the same guys. Martian debut in the Bronx. So it was kind of a fun couple days.
Fun couple days, fall training vibes. I am very upset with Rodon for ruining. I thought we would get one episode if they swept today where we could go full delusion pod.
Right.
And act like we're hey guys, there's a path. It's right in front of us, 18-5. You know, I mapped it out. I put the tweet out today. Now it's 19-4, and that's undoable. That's not happening. So Rodon tore the heart and soul and sarcasm out of this episode, and now it's just an earnest fall training app. I like what I'm seeing out of the young kids. It's still better baseball than before. You know, that vibe, fall training. But we couldn't have just won one more game, Carlos, and had some fun dipping our toe in a fantasy world.
Yeah, you forget he was resting the bullpen. He made it a blowout so that the Yankees could go and sweep the Brewers. So it was a little chestnut checkers. So maybe, tune back in a little bit. But no, man, he stunk. And little fast forward to Yankee MFers coming up later this episode.
I get to go first.
I think so.
So you got to think of something
But you
else.
never take the generic one. You've made a big stymie about that throughout the year.
I'm not going to sign Bryce Harper. Everyone thinks I'm going to.
Right?
Brian Cashman, Tombstone.
Right?
You guys all think I'm going to take Rodon as my MFer today. You wait and see, punks.
You think that all-time historic lefty power hitter is a fit for our stadium?
Willing to play any position?
Hitting free agency at 26.
Runs hard to first. Oh, you'd love it, wouldn't you?
Sells tickets and endears himself to the fans.
No.
I bet you would think we're going to sign that guy. Too obvious.
Gotcha.
Loves the.
We'll take Hap for 4 years.
Have a slice of Donaldson. Let's, is there any housekeeping?
Weisert's back.
Oh, sure is.
That was nuts.
Sure is.
That snuck up
What?
on me, dude.
What?
Can I be so honest with you guys?
A whole day of Yankee fans being like, we can't dream, obviously, but there is a dream right now. And then you see the season's balance in Greg Weissert's hands. Yeah, what about it?
I'm going to be very honest. I have 2 kids in diapers, and I'm sick all the time because little kids get you sick all the time.
Right.
And Monday was a holiday, which is fun. Spent time with the family. That means that I got to do 3 days worth of work on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I was leaving my house at 5:30 every morning. I was very tired Wednesday night, last night. Very tired. It was 4-1. I was like, me and James were laying in bed. I was like, I'm going to fall asleep. They got this game. Like, blah, blah. 4-3 or whatever. And then I couldn't do it. I fell asleep before it ended. So I woke up and I looked at they won. Great. I looked at the box score. I saw Weissert's name. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
I missed that? Like, totally took me by surprise.
Yeah,
He replaced Hamilton?
Well, Hamilton
Yes.
and Keenan Middleton are now on the IL and out for the season. So kind of, going final week of August. And when Boone was in the office, he was like, yo, we got a playoff bullpen right now. And I was like, you're right. Like, when you went down the Yankees bullpen, it was Holmes, Lasagna, Canely, Peralta, who was it? Hamilton, Middleton. And I think there was one other guy in there that was still twirling it. And it was like, yeah, you could roll out like solid bullpens and rotate guys that you can have good 8th inning options most days, which we haven't been able to say that about the Yankees all season. And then you lose 2 guys and bang, smack, pow, Weiss dog, 8th inning, runners on the bags. So he's back.
That's awesome.
He's back.
That's awesome.
The other housekeeping, Rizzo has been officially ruled out for the season.
And got ejected today.
Sure did.
Did you hear the other housekeeping on Rizzo today from Meredith?
What's that, Jim?
David Ross, when the Cubs were playing the Mets, hung out with Rizzo and was like, dog, you're concussed, man. Get checked. And Rizzo was like, dog, you really think so, dog? And Ross was like, yeah, man, crazy slow. So dodge this. Threw a like real soft punch, like that Kimbo Slice video, and Rizzo didn't block it.
Yeah, again,
I added a lot of color to that story.
right.
But it was true that David Ross was like, I've been concussed before, man, and you should definitely go see my doctor. So Rizzo went to see Ross's guy, and that's how they found it. Which still shocks me, man, because everyone in the whole entire world who saw what happened diagnosed him as concussed.
Yeah, I mean, everyone listening to this now knows. So tough.
It's crazy. No, he's not concussed. Well, I don't know. Did you see what happened when he was got concussed? Because all the fans and everyone in the whole world
2 months.
said it. Like, that's so crazy, man. After every game, everyone was like, you think Rizzo's okay? You think he got concussed? And they were like, nah, he's fine. He's healthy as he's ever been. Nah, he's great. And then one conversation with Ross. It's very weird. Very odd.
One of the many downfalls of this season.
Everyone kind of messed that up. For the, this is what the Yankees said about an injury, so perennially grain of salt, but they said physically he's doing all right, but it seems like with what time we have left in this season and playing time that needs to go to some younger players that'll be part of next year's formula, it's just not worth it.
It's
which
I
everyone
mean,
thought.
I was surprised they were trying to act the opposite for a while. It's just not worth it to play Rizzo, man.
We know who he is.
Yeah.
His contract's sorted out.
I guess maybe that's more so some Yankee fans are wondering if they should factor in Rizzo for next year, and you should.
Yes, you should. Oh, Matt Crook is up too.
Sure is. Made his Yankee Stadium debut today.
Sure. Oof. Good for him. All right. That's the housekeeping.
And Jim, this whole episode is brought to you by SeatGeek, presenting sponsor SeatGeek of Talkin' Yanks. Over 28 million downloads. Go to a game. I did. Want to see Dominguez's debut. Tell my nephews about that one day. I'll forget. But they do 70,000 events and concerts every day on SeatGeek. They're good at what they do. They're the geeks of seats. That means they're smart. And green means good. So if you download the app, open the app. And by the way, you can find some green seats at Yankee Stadium right now. Stadium's still open for business. We've got the hookup for you. Use code YANKS for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. $20 off your first purchase with promo code YANKS. Click the link in the description. Download the app.
Download the app. Are you doing burns?
Yeah, man.
Because they're so hot. They're good. The team. It's fun.
Alien sighting in the Bronx. Jasson Dominguez debut in the stadium with potential Cy Young winner Gerrit Cole on the bump. Alex Fado looking like Play-Doh for the Tigers as DJ molds a solo homer. 1-0 Yanks. It stayed that way into the sixth. A Hall of Fame RBI single for Miggy Cabs ties it up, but hit the music. Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Te quiero, 400 homers. A historic homer for the 2-run lead. Then Gleyber doubles the lead with a double. Cole 6 innings, 1 earned run. A greasy finish from Johnny, Wandy, and Clay. Yankees win 5-1 final.
Woo! Best game on September 5th in a long time from the Yanks.
As long as you weren't at the stadium. Weird vibes at the stadium. I was there with Joe's. I know we knew some people that went the next day that were like, whoa, was it like this yesterday? Because you said coming through the TV, it was fun. It was Martian debut. It was Stanton. But at the stadium, one of the weirdest days I've ever been at Yankee Stadium.
What, were you in good seats?
Yeah, we were like third row in right field. So we were like right behind Judge. I was kind of like, this is sick. It's where Joe's traditionally likes to sit. And it's like you see how massive Joe's and Judge is, and you see some Martian, and it's like, you know, you get to see kind of the bleacher creatures a little bit, but the whole stadium was off. It was a post Labor Day hangover, which Labor Day Tuesday is one of the worst days of the year. I think a lot of people and families back to school and stuff like that, so the stadium was more empty than you'd assume for, you know, what an exciting Yankee player's debut, and it's one of those things that it's good and bad, right? Like, almost shouldn't be rewarding this team in a way. But I don't know. I thought with, you know, Yankees Tigers, they actually called up the Martian, and he's looked good. I thought there would have been a little more juice, but everyone was not many people there for the game.
Yeah. Didn't notice that on TV at all. I actually thought it was like an awesome game. I would have assumed it was an awesome game because the curtain call for Stanton was awesome. The Martian debut was fun. It was ended up being a very like you know, like to our crew covering it on social media, it ended up being like a very important, like, oh shit, like 400th home run.
Right.
Cole's going for Cy Young, Martian debut. Like there were like a lot of like notches in the bedpost of cool for it, but it's a bummer about the stadium.
We were kind of in the same boat. When we found out Cole was pitching, we were like ecstatic. We were on the train in and we're like, wait, is he today? And he was. Cole looked good. Tigers offense is another thing, but yeah, weird vibes at the stadium. Shout out to the Yes broadcast for making it feel that way, and shout out to our editors. When you do blitzball games and stuff like that, if there's less crowd noise and stuff, you can manipulate it to make a good broadcast. So shout out to the Yes crew.
The roll call did look super empty in the video. And it just looked like not the real roll call people, not to call out those people.
Nobody in
like
the stadium
kids.
felt like normal people in the stadium. It felt like
Felt
they
like
put in
fill-ins.
a bunch of actors. Yes.
Yes, that's what the roll call looked like to me.
Yes.
And I don't know. I apologize if like there was the real bleacher creatures there, but it looked like a bunch of like 22 to 24-year-old recent like college grad fill-ins.
Yeah, I mean, the bleachers have aged young in recent years, but every part of the stadium you walked into, it looked like a Hollywood set of the stadium, and you're just like, what?
Yeah. Cole looked good. He didn't look good on TV, and he ended up looking good, but it was another, like, the first couple innings were, like, not his best stuff again, but getting through it. Like, I think he only had, like, one swing and a miss for a long time.
Gave up more hits than you normally see from Cole, but I think it's a little bit of Tigers and like going at them a little bit. No walks.
Well, the Tigers, I mean, Rodon had no walks today too. They're kind of like when we played the Royals,
Exactly.
They swinging.
One guy's looking like he's going to win the Cy Young. One guy's having one of the worst seasons of his career.
Yeah. Danny in the chat says rough roll call tonight, too.
I mean, I don't think we had many sources there tonight because we had our warehouse game stuff going on with Blitzball Blitz. But, yeah, we had people there the next night that kind of said the same things I was saying, that it felt like a Yankee Stadium ghost town, which, again, is almost deserved in a way. But,
yeah. Anything else from this game? Gleyber's awesome. That's just what that is.
Gleyber unconscious, Stanton 400.
And Cole with the fun story afterwards about how back in 2014, just like damn near 10 years ago, Cole and Stanton were talking in the outfield because they're both from California. And Stanton was like, why don't you throw me a fastball? And so Cole did it in a 2-2 game in the 6th inning, and Stanton hit a homer. And that was rude, but Stanton just paid him back. So they're even now, 10 years later.
Yeah, go watch the clip we posted on our socials. I think it was the last series of the year. It was Pirates, Marlins.
Mm-hmm.
Stan was like, yeah, my swing's a little off, so if you give me one, I'll just slap it the other way, and it's a homer. So, yeah, good Gerrit presser after the game.
He's fun. Stan, good presser, too. They asked him about, like, the upcoming teams and all that, and he was like, yeah, man. We probably finish the sweep up tomorrow with Carlos, and then we go 2-1. We can go 2-1. And then it was like, Carlos didn't get the message that we were doing delusion. That's game 3, though. Let's do game 2.
All right. Matt Eli Manning twirling it for Detroit as Schmidt could have all the Yankees feeling like a new girl with another +1 in the win column. Carpenter drills one to start the scoring for the Tigers, but David John goes little gone for an RBI single. Unidentified flying object, the Martian, out of this world. His first stadium home run. And the Venezuelan two-step as Gleyber and Peraza get RBI hits. It's 4-1 Yanks. Scary in the 7th as Detroit pushes a couple across. But Greg third leg Weissert shows off his moxie. It's Clark to Wandy to Weissert to Clay. Yanks win 4-3 final.
And this is when it was just starting to feel magic. You know, Tigers take an early lead, and the Martian has 3 hits. And as Waldo has 3 hits because he's in the shadow now. I explained that to you last episode. Judge is hitting, and you're just like, we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna go 18-5. We're gonna run the table. It's right in front of us. New vibes. Holmes with a 1-2-3 inning. Figured out how to get ground outs that don't go to him. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Also, the Tigers did like a bullpen day, so you should win that.
Yeah, Manning really brutal. The kid broke his foot earlier, and then Stanton hit a line drive off his foot, and it breaks. And not if anyone's eating, like maybe put your food down for a second because I do want you to think about this. Like think about if you break like a glass of pottery, like if you knock a pottery off your shelf and it breaks. Stanton hit the dude in the foot with a line drive, and it broke his foot. His foot was the pottery there after he had broke his foot earlier. So that really sucks for a guy that Matt Manning was a big-time pitching prospect, still 25, out for the season. So that sucks. It was like 119 off the bat, man.
Did they post the x-ray?
Nightmare. No, I know his doctor.
Well, that would have been cool.
Yeah. I'll post it later.
Because, like, is it like you're talking like it's a big old break?
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yes.
I thought through the cleat, maybe just like a fracture or something.
Yeah.
Broken foot.
119, bro.
It's fast. I know. I didn't know. I didn't know where it hit him. Usually you hear broken toe or broken heel, like broken foot. It's like the whole thing.
Pottery.
Ew. I had a friend in Australia who a pot fell off the counter onto her foot and like shattered her big toe.
It's a bad time.
Yeah, her name was Heidi. She was super fast on her crutches though. Like would race every other kid in class and then the playground, and like her crutches, you running, and she just fucking whoop you. It's like, whoa, this is crazy.
Pretty
or
cool.
no crutch. It was cool.
Still has people talking about it.
Yes. She was American too.
Oh.
You know, just a bunch of Americans living in Australia.
Tension.
Weissert in a big spot. Gets the out. Big strikeout.
Punched him.
Yeah.
Mustache Weissert out of the pen with Wells. What
about Clay? I mean, what about Clark? I meant was that you texting? Was that text or a tweet about, he came out another 7th inning outing, which he's very happy about, but he kind of left in like a tight spot and was still just kind of like, everyone was just like acting like it was his first 7th inning again.
Yeah, it was
like,
fall training.
Guys.
It was fall training mode a little bit, and I think someone hit him with a joke because he was in the dugout, and normally a pitcher getting pulled after just letting the tying run on base is in like furious mode. Like, don't talk to me.
His runners are
mode.
still on base. Like, usually they're locked in still.
But yeah, it was an unlucky camera turn for him because I think someone got him with a funny, and they cut to the dugout, and Clark had a big smile on, which, if the Yankees were in a playoff race, the old school on the couch Yankee fan, what are you smiling about, kid?
Yeah. Good for Clark, though. He knew Wandy had it. We getting ready for Wandy's last outing ever as a Yankee?
Well, he knew Weissert had it. Yeah, I mean, Wandy will pitch the last game of the year.
Okay.
That's his favorite game.
Probably gets the start.
Oh. No, maybe IKF.
That's the save.
Farewell game. All
the expiring guys.
Yeah, and Canely. And Tommy's like, what?
Wandy opens for Sevy.
I was going to say Weissert, which would have been a better.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. What, someone else wants me?
My rookie year.
I think Canely's going to get traded.
That's odd. 1-year deal?
It's like the Otto thing. It's like money tied up for a reliever that isn't like lockdown. Someone else is going to grab him.
Especially the way the Yankees do bullpens. Just
Especially the way the
anything
Yankees
could
do
happen.
bullpens. Like, they've done that before. I like Tommy. I want it to happen. Just feels like I read someone said that in a Reddit or a chat, and I kind of like perked my brain like, yeah, that is something it seems like they'd do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess Canely on the year still is having a nice season. He's obviously fell off, but Ottavino that year was really bad.
He's got value.
His money
though.
was different.
But what's the money? 10 mil?
I think it's 5.
It was 2 for 10.
I think so.
I had the 10 in my head.
Yeah, 5.75 for next year.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything can happen with relievers, but Otto and that seems like apples and oranges.
Yeah, it's just that place to free up money if they're trying to go get and stay under. Which just, who cares?
Yeah.
Go get. He went back to just being 2-pitch pitcher, Canely, in this series. Remember he did like the slider and the 4-seam before, and it was like or a sinker. Just went back to throwing changeups all the time. Did he face varieties mostly? Is that why?
Let's see. Who did Canely face? Game 1. So we're going back there.
Going back.
13
Rogers,
pitches.
Baddoo, and McKinstry.
That's right, left.
Yeah, I think McKinstry's left or switch. That's left.
All right, let's do game 3. Talk about Andre Lipschitz.
Looked good. Game 3, hope is a dangerous thing as the Yanks would ride on or Rodon their broomsticks to get the sweep in the Bronx. But another southpaw, Erod would throw for the Tigers. Tigers, paw, okay. Nothing matters. Carlos spotted them 7. Yanks scored 3 and they lost 10-3 final.
Dude, you know what other thing about this?
Yes.
Erod. I forget that he's good. Especially against the Yankees. Always felt like he was the pitcher from the Red Sox that you were like, they'll get to him. And then he always kind of shut him down. Like when they went the first time through and there was one hit, it was Gleyber, or I think it was even deeper than one time through. I was like, oh, yeah, he is kind of trouble.
He's having a really nice year.
Yeah, he's good. He's just like, I don't know. He's never like overpowering presence or name.
Early, he walked a lot of guys, but settled in. The ultimate line is good to find.
Judge just missed that one. That would have been nice.
Judge missed a couple.
They've never like gotten him, but
it's a bummer.
Yeah, it would have been a very different episode. Carlos
It would have been a very different episode.
Carlos playing the long game.
Just blew it, dude. I mean, O'Neill had a hell of a game in the booth.
Tough not.
I don't know if they want O'Neill to do any more Rodon games. I mean, every time he gave up a hit, Paulie was just like, well, that's what happens when you only got 2 pitches. They know what's coming.
Fastball's got too much of the plate. It's Paul's answer for pretty much every fastball.
Yeah. Every hit was like, well, yeah, I mean, no cutters today or change-ups, and it's just got 2 pitches. And then Kay started feeding him towards the end, like, Carney thinks he needs to start using the 3rd pitch. And O'Neill was like, yeah. Thing about having only 2 pitches is you got to be perfect. It's like, Paulie, Cash might yell at you. Like, why didn't you say this stuff earlier? It was really going in.
Yeah. It's going to be Carlos has set us up for a fun off-season of conversations about him because he's really dug a hole.
Yeah. And he needs a third pitch. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he'd tell you no from his previous success, and this year's the outlier, but it'll be a fun spring combo.
Is it an outlier? Or I mean, the 2 successful years are still the outliers on his career, right?
I mean, I think his career breaks down into 2 very different parts, kind of post his big surgery and pre his big surgery.
When was his big surgery?
I think it was coming out of 2019.
Or what was it?
Was it Tommy John or a big shoulder thing? I'm blanking. I want to say shoulder. But yeah, I mean, his early White Sox years, it was just like a back end starter.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had I think it's 2 surgeries. And then he went over White Sox Giants and had 2 top 6 Cy Young years.
He had Tommy John in 19.
Yeah. And then they let him go, and then he had the really good year when he re-signed with the White Sox. And then the good year in last year. 5.70 ERA this year? No, that just had to go up.
Yeah, it went up. We're in the 6s, chasing Sevy.
Oh boy. Maybe we'll talk about it in the awards section of the show.
Oh, I sure think so, Jim. And I think we'll be talking about the Farmer's Dog. And you're like, Jake, couldn't understand you. It's because it's the farmer's dog.
Farmer's Dog.
Farmer's Dog makes and delivers fresh, healthy dog food. You're like, Jake, what was that? It's dog food. It's developed by vets, nutritionally balanced, and made from real, healthy ingredients to human food safety standards. The Farmer's Dog also sends the food pre-portioned specifically for your pepperoo, which is code for dog, which is code for dog, based on their unique traditional needs. Noodle, my dog, he gets a box. It's from the Farmer's Dog, and it's got these packets labeled Noodle on them. That's how I know they're his. And if your dog is also named Noodle, you could get that. Or if your dog's named something else, they'll put that name on there. And maybe most importantly, you'll get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food from thefarmersdog.com/JohnBoy. You'll get free shipping as well. It's Farmer's Dog, thefarmersdog.com/JohnBoy, 50% off. I know a couple people with pups that have been turned on to this, and they like it. So maybe your pup will too at the Farmer's Dog.
I don't know if they put both my dog's names on there or if it's just one of them's getting it. I've been tuned into that.
They're kind of the same dog, so maybe they just combine their names or something.
Imagine you're feeding them the same stuff.
Macazy. Right? Hey, if you heard me saying this, Bush, what do you think I would be saying?
And you're talking about like Busch Light beer.
Bush. James hit me with that today in bed.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know. Like, right. What do you want?
Probably not the beer.
I was singing him a song, and then he sat up and he took his pacifier out of his mouth and he touched my head and he said, Borscht.
Oh, he probably wants some borscht.
Borscht. And I was like, oh my God, James. I called Katie. I was like, what's he saying? It's very tough when they're like adamant. Like, I'm saying it right. He wanted wheels on the bus. He wanted me saying wheels on the bus. I figured it out. It was like nuts. Borscht. I was like, dude, what? Did it like 10 times. It's like acting like I'm in the wrong. Like, you can't talk.
Yeah. He's young.
Choo train. What? That took forever too. Choo train.
We got to give Volpe time. We got to give Baby James a lot of time.
Boosh. I had a speech impediment. He'll probably have one. It's hereditary. Runs in the genes like diarrhea. Your first award is the Pride of the Yankees award on this show, but I actually get to go first. You get to go second.
You are all over it tonight.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Gleyber Torres. Enough with all the young kids. Enough with the Cy Young chase out of Cole. enough with Clark getting to the 7th inning and Stanton hitting his 400th home run. Gleyber Torres' offensive season is now at a place of just being like claps only. You can't say anything else. Sure, his mindless gaps on defense are annoying, but he has a 500 on base percentage in this series, 400 average, pops a homer, hits the ball hard. At one point, Kay was like, damn, he's hitting everything hard. He didn't say the damn part. But yeah, man, Gleyber's numbers on the year are starting to be like really good. He's got a 2.34 right now, which isn't great, but 275, that's good. 343, that's good. 472 slug for an 815 OPS. Like, that's a damn good year.
And Jim, sometimes we forget to compare apples to apples, and compared to his peers, the AL second baseman, offensively, he's having as good of a season as any American League second baseman. We just did our all JM team for Talking Baseball. Him and Marcus Semien, very similar offensive profiles. And that surprised both of us a little bit. Semien is a class defender, and we've talked about Gleyber's defense a bit on this program. But yeah, it was, hey, Gleyber's been good, but the Yankees have been awful, and I think in a normal year we wouldn't be talking about how good Gleyber is too. Hey, Gleyber's a hot streak away from being in a really good spot. He had the hot streak, he continues to go that it's go Gleyber go season.
Yeah. I mean, he can, if he finishes with a strong month, he can really get into a very impressive area.
Yeah.
So happy for him. He's just swinging too.
Yeah, I mean, fall training's perfect vibes for him.
True, but he has been good all year. He's some dry spells, but that's the number now over 5 months of ball. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's my pride, Gleyber Torres.
It's a good
and
one.
I'm proud to give it out.
That's a good one, man. Okay. How do you like that? Couple options here. There's a couple guys that made me proud that have been making me proud a lot. And I know, you like to shake it up, baby, for me.
Yeah, don't go be so obvious.
Let's see. Kids got it last time. You know who hasn't gotten it in a while? Probably deserves it. I'll go Gerrit Cole.
Congrats to him.
I'll go Gerrit Cole. We're continuing to watch the kids, and we're liking that, and we're playing a better brand of baseball, and a couple other things that matter on the field. Gerrit throws up a casual 6-1, and we shrug and say, "You didn't look great, Gerrit," as he hunts down the Cy Young. And there's a funny moment in tonight's broadcast where Kaser's like, he's got to be probably one of the best if not the best pitcher to ever not get a Cy Young. And BBD instantly goes, "Whoa, Nolan Ryan." And then about 30 seconds later on the broadcast, Michael Kay goes, "Well, all time, I guess Nolan Ryan." And I was like, yeah, Smythe definitely threw an elbow into that one.
Yeah.
But Garrett's still chasing something pretty cool for himself.
I want him to get it. I'm in on it. For him, because I like him so much these days. And it means something to him. Although I don't think Nolan's getting knocked for not winning one.
A little bit. It's like a baseball person's throwaway comment.
Sure, but I don't know.
It didn't keep him out of the hall.
Jeter's not getting knocked for not winning the MVP. Like Nolan, right? No one's like, well, he never won Cy Young. Like, it's facetious more than serious.
I think there's a lot of people that say both those things you said very seriously.
The Jeter one, because people hate him. No one hates Nolan Ryan.
Oh, I think there's a lot of pitching people that get up in arms when they're like, "Oh, Nolan Ryan's one of the best pitchers ever," and then they're like, "He didn't win a Cy Young, bro."
The people who they put him on a Mount Rushmore of pitching or something.
I've never heard that.
I live in the weeds of pitching Twitter, man.
That's good. I'm kind of like Teacher Man 98. We're like hitting Twitter.
Well, I was just about to teach you something. There's 2 things you'd really like about Gerrit Cole's season.
Okay. It came on a losing team.
Most innings pitched and the lowest ERA in the American League.
Innings pitch is very cool. He's very good. I am happy he's going to win a Cy Young to shut up Yankees fans. He hasn't been worth the money. Well, he has. Even without this Cy Young, even if he finishes second again, he's finished top 5, 3 of the 4 years?
Including this year, it will be.
Yeah. So just to be like, stop.
And he got votes last year, too.
The only thing is he's slated to pitch in Fenway, or are they going to dodge that? Or for like 3 series out, so maybe that's hard to do.
Technically, he is pitching the last game against Milwaukee, which would have him miss Fenway.
Oh, yes.
Smart.
Very clever.
That would get
very clever.
That would get a
Take
head-to-head
the bullets
with
out of my
Burns,
gun.
and it would get him Pittsburgh. So,
I don't like that. Too much. Oh, he used to play here. Shut up.
I could see that coming up on the broadcast.
Abba. MFer?
Sure is.
I'm going to go Carlos Rodon.
Mm-hmm. Chalk. Who dropped the chalk?
I haven't been into what he's been doing. Remember when I said, nothing's going to sway me the rest of the way unless it's really bad or really good? Well, this is a really bad start. So now he needs to have a really good start to balance out the non-swaying. I don't really get it.
Okay.
When he's bad, he's really bad. I don't know if that's the way he was on other teams. Like his bad nights are awful. I don't know. I want to like all the swearing and yelling and all that. And, he said he wants to get booed when he's bad, and he got booed when he was bad. But no walks tonight, but the Tigers aren't letting people walk him.
The exit velos against him were crazy.
What were they? I mean, I can pull them up and look.
At one point, it was 7 balls in play or something, and they averaged 98.
Oh my God. First ball in play or hit 105, 99, 102, 100, 89, 92, 103, 105, 6, 100. Just got absolutely rocked.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long off season talking about Rodon. I mean, his baseball savant page compared to the last couple years is horrendous. I'm trying to think, there's been 1 or 2 days that the fastball has looked good. Have we seen an odd day where the slider looks good?
It's usually the same day.
2 pitches, it feels like he's been a 1-pitch guy.
When was his last game? Was against the Astros?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There was one game where there was a couple sliders that looked sharp. I think it's the same day.
When you're a 2-pitch guy, there should be days where it's like, wow, the slider's electric. I feel like we're even hunting out good sliders at this point because they're so hard to find.
I want to go find a full game of his from last year and the year before, because he's got 2 sliders. He's got the hard throwing one, and then sometimes it's like 70, it feels like. And I don't know which one is the one he wants, or if what he's trying to do with both, or I don't know.
Which one's the one?
We'll do an off-season Rodon watch party. Let's see. Against the Phillies, 6 innings, 5 hits, 10 Ks.
You have a good outing against the Mets too. Oh, you want to watch that last year?
Oh, last year's game, like a Carlos Rodon watch party.
Okay, I don't know. Sounds like a lot.
It's a whole thing.
Wouldn't be a
I'll
bad
just look at the
off-season
dots.
video.
He's just gonna look at the dots.
Look at some dots.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the dots on this one. You have to do an MFer.
Sure do. Good MF for Jim.
Thanks.
Anytime, old chap. Yankee MF for
What date was that Phillies game?
September last year. September 4th.
Oh, well, that game is the hardest he threw his slider all year last year. It averaged 87.5 miles per hour. The next 2 games later, the slider averaged 84 miles per hour.
Okay.
So what's up?
What's up, though? What it is, what's up?
Name someone in baseball that you think's cheating right now.
My Yankee MFer is Abreu.
Dude, was that to answer my question?
That's why I prefaced it, so you couldn't even have funny business with that. The Yankees were preparing this crazy, dramatic, all-time comeback to keep the crazy train going, and then Abreu gives up a porch job and then stares at the porch like he had no idea it was there. It's just like, Albert, you've been doing this dance for so long now. Like, don't give me the porch, bro. So my favorite Martian, Abreu.
A tough break for Abreu. How many MFers is out on the season for him?
He's got a couple.
This is his first of the year.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the team, Albert.
How many? Who has none? Anyone?
Dominguez has none. Montas has none. IKF 0.
No way. How many did IKF have last year?
IKF last year 10 was second highest on the team, and he guesses on the first place finisher there.
When used in your right role,
Expectations.
hell of a drug.
Expectations.
Sorry, Abreu.
IKF
not
had
at
10
all.
MFers last year. The leader in the clubhouse had 11, and his name is
Gallo.
Joey Gallo. Aaron Hicks, 9, was on the team all year.
Don't get me started. I've been back on my Gallo bullshit. You know it.
Too late for that. But it's not too late for BetterHelp. And this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you ever find that as you're trying to fall asleep, your brain won't suddenly stop talking? Oh, yeah. Do your thoughts start racing right before bed or at other inopportune moments? It turns out one great way to help deal with those racing thoughts is to talk through them, and therapy gives you a place to do that, and BetterHelp could be the place for you. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. That helps. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, otherwise known as questionnaire, to get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Yanks to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Yanks. There's a link in the description.
To finish out the people with 0 MFers, Loizaga, Weber, Higgy, Randy Vasquez, Mike King, and Efrost, and Hamilton. Efrost shouldn't be on the list at all because he hasn't pitched, but I read him.
Goodbye, Higgy. I'm happy for him.
Dude does
All right,
his job.
first award goes to my first award of the show is, and what was the theme you wanted to do again?
Baby words. No, I have one award planned, and it's baseball themed. How kooky's that?
That seems lame. Lame stream media. I'm gonna go with the What is Love award.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me no more.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see. Couple candidates. Feels like a hitter. I will go with Jasson Dominguez.
Absolutely. Firecracker guess from you. Unfortunately, for me, it's correct.
Okay.
It is Jasson Dominguez. This kid is fun. He's got happiness drug in him. And a light way about him. His smiles today in game 3 when the ump was making bad calls were so childlike and mature, but childlike, like a knowing child. I know you wanted these to be baby themed.
Yes.
Like he just kind of smiled, and it almost was ruder because he was like, you dumb ump. That's no strike. I'll let you be, though. And that was it. Like, that was like kind of the mood. I'm not going to embarrass you for how bad that was. And also the home run was awesome. 3 hits was awesome. Hits the ball hard. And I like him, and I am in love, and I don't want him to hurt me.
And that's fair. Yeah, there's a couple things. You know, Jasson Dominguez, he's wearing the grays, he's wearing the pinstripes, and anyone, like, this is going to sound a little obvious, and I know I've had some trouble with my words this episode, but, like,
you have?
When you put on the Yankees uniform and you play for the Yankees, like, you're on the Yankees, you know?
For sure.
I can run that back if anyone needs it.
Beebs didn't hear it.
But, like, we've said all this stuff. He's young, you know, the Martian, he's toolsy, all of this stuff. I really got punched in the mouth Tuesday night after the game when he did his press conference with Marlon. Marlon, I know you're a big Talkin Yanks guy. Cover your ears for a second. Marlon looked super old next to Dominguez because it's the youngest guy he's had to stand next to. And then Dominguez taking those questions with his silly haircut and stuff. It was like, oh my God, dude, he's 20. He's 20. And like the smile's cute, but there is some big confidence behind there that I'm excited for. You know, we've seen even Volpe in the last month start giving the umpires a little more guff and stuff. This is a 20-year-old who's been called the Martian his whole life, who basically told the Yankees, I'm going to be on this team, just wait. And now he is. Like, when his confidence fully blooms outward, he's going to be a treasure to watch. He's so young.
Guffin stuff is great.
Yes.
Some guffin stuff. The whole, I forget what reporter kept asking about it. They probably wrote an article about it. The ET thing that he did for the crowd. First, they went to Stanton, and they're like, did you like the ET thing he did? And Stan was like, yeah, cool. I forget. And then they were like, he probably wasn't even, what did they say? He's like, he probably wasn't even born. And Stan was like, and they were like, oh, that was Stan's like, I never seen it. And they're like, but it came out in your lifetime. And Stan was like, no. And he's like, yeah, you were alive. And Stan was like, no. And the guy was like, yeah, it came out in 87. And he goes, yeah, it's 2 years before me. And the reporter just had to feel so old, dude. Like, Stan was like, no, dude. Like, That movie's old as shit. I was not alive. And then they went to The Martian and they were like, have you ever seen it? And he just went like this, nah. And they were like, who told you to do it? And he just pointed at Marlin. and Marlin was like, well, there's a couple guys.
Yeah. Whoa, I mean, it could have been anyone.
Marlin's like, don't pin this on me, dude.
Dude, there's a couple funny, awkward moments in the press conference where, because they don't know his level of understanding or wanting to use English yet, so a little touch and go. So there's a couple answers that he just answered with a no, and then there was a pause, and everyone kind of looked around like, are we going to talk about this more, or did he just hit us with like a firm no? And then there would be a pause. Okay, no, he just said no, we're moving on. He's young.
He's good. He homered. Stan I don't know if people have seen it, and I just told you don't need to go watch it, but Stan just making sure that reporter knew that, like, he's old as dirt and Stan isn't, was good.
For the people yelling and driving in their car listening to this, ET came out in 82, so even earlier.
Oh, wow. Can I ask you a question?
When was Stanton born?
89. You had Stanton's birth, you're correct. 7 years before. So that's probably where you got the 7 from.
Yeah.
Because he said 7 years.
Dominguez hits a homer.
Yeah.
Top step next to Sean Casey. Aaron Judge lets out a big wow.
Yeah.
You think Judgy kind of knew where the cameras were on that one a little bit?
Judge always knows where the cameras are.
Thank you.
That's like a thing.
The defense rails.
Oh. No self-respecting Southerner makes instant grits.
Let's do a Rodon watch, and we'll put My Cousin Vinny on the other screen, and we'll tie down Joe's or something.
Let's just recreate a scene from My Cousin Vinny, and Joe's plays none of the parts. He's an extra in every scene.
Oh no, dude! He'd be the lady that can't see good.
Oh, another layer of dickness. Mrs. Riley.
Good award.
And only Mrs. Riley. How many fingers am I holding up?
I am giving out the stand-up double award.
Wow. This is going to Volpe?
This is a little bit of an okie doke because it's going to a pitcher, and it's going to the man, the myth, Greg Weissert, because Jimbo, you were early on the scouting report. You said that slider ain't gonna work.
Are you in Weissert?
Because Jim, that slider, it shows that it's sliding. So Greg Weissert comes in, season on the line, fake season on the line. And okay. So let's see what we got. There's a righty, Matt Vierling hitting. Have a day today, Matt Vierling. And scouting report's out on Weissert. He's got this big old slider with a big old beard, and he's going to throw it, right? Sinker, sinker, sinker. Strike, ball, strike. Okay, 1-2. Here we go. Weiss Dog's got him set up. He goes fastball high. He goes in. Stand-up double, Jim. No slide. No slide from Weissert. Hits him with the fastball. And I love that he pimped the celebration with the no celebration. I could be Chad Green. I'll be your Chad.
Yeah. Good for the Weiss Dog. He's still throwing the slider.
Not then.
Not then. But he was facing a righty?
Righty.
He throws the sweeper only to lefties. Which is kind of crazy.
Only to lefties.
This year, righties is like much more sinker and four seam.
But he's still throwing it to righties.
Yeah, let me see. Let me change it by month. It's hard because he didn't pitch a while.
Right.
Yeah, I think last year he was throwing it a lot to righties.
Yeah, he's throwing it a bunch to righties this year.
Last year he was throwing it to righties 50%, his most used pitch against righties, when I was like, dude, that is not a good pitch. And this year it's dropped down to 30%.
30%.
Yeah. It's not a good pitch. But no sinkers. No one at bat. Good job, Weissert. We'll see if he keeps it up.
Save the season for a day.
Dude. The Lions game, these two grown men, full Lions face paint.
NFL's back.
It's just nuts. I love people. Good for them. Oh, look at dude. Wordfred didn't do shit.
Oh, come on. Caught the Cy Young winner. And what'd you do? Yeah.
You let Austin Wells watch the meeting.
Austin Wells was like, I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
My next award.
Gerrit just kind of screamed at him for 2 hours before the game.
Gerrit kind of just said, fine, I'll fucking do it all, and left. Wasn't much to learn, Boone. I'm going to go with the I'm Me award.
The I'm Me award, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, open board on this one. Let's see. Who's me on this team?
I'm me.
I'm me. It's me.
But what about me?
Who needs to be talked about? How about David John?
Jake's 2 for 2, which I think you're like 8 for your last 8, dog. You're hot.
Feel like DJ.
Yes. Dude, DJ's hot.
Yes.
And he's him. Like that, he hit another Oppo homer. And it feels like if there's a 3-2 pitch and the pitcher has to come in the zone right now, he's fucked. And it just looks like DJ. It looks like healthy DJ. It doesn't. It looks like him. The invaders are gone.
288, 392, 885 OPS in the second half. 41 games.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's making you really happy about next year, I think.
I mean, as of a month ago, he was a massive question mark for next season, and now at least DJ's put us in like a, all right, you know, whether it's third base or whether it's utility or whatever it is, like we're going to be in a good place with DJ LeMahieu going into next year.
I'm very excited about that. And then you need Rizzo to be okay, and you need Stan, who's hitting the ball a little bit more. Just a little bit more, Jake.
I think it was like his most home runs. It was 7 home runs in a 13-game span, which he'd never done before, which we talked about that on Talkin Yanks a little bit. The 2-homer game. What had he done at Coors? So that's pretty, yeah.
The tough, sharp stats on that, I believe they're all solo shots. But that's not a him problem.
Leadoff, right?
A few leadoff, which points back in his favor.
I am
Okay.
excited to see who the Yankees trade in the offseason.
Gonna have some time to talk about it.
Gonna do some move.
Raza playing his way into another uniform. Back after this.
My last award is brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook. 7 months without an NFL game until tonight.
Oh my
Drop
God.
pass. The NFL is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for week fun. Oh, week one. Misread that. This week, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Woo, woo, woo. DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. They're throwing out little quick bonuses there that are nice. And they've got their single game parlays and basically whatever you want, you can bet on it. Download now and use code Yanks to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code Yanks only at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Jim, I'm going to give out the congrats on the 400th Homer Award.
Is this a trick? Judge for future for Stanton.
You guess Judge, it's Stanton. Tried to lead the horse to water there.
I guess Stanton. I said Judge for future. It's Stanton.
I don't know if it was an it's in there. I think it was an or.
Yeah, yours checked.
Stan hit his 400th home run, which is a crazy MLB feat. It was his only hit this series, and I think his last at bat of this last game, he did strike out on a slider, like 3 feet out of the zone. So, hey, a lot of combos this offseason about him. But yeah, congrats, Big G.
He's going off the rest of the year. I forgot about this.
Yeah. 1 for 10 this series with 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, but he hit the ball really hard one time.
Okay.
2 walks,
No, Jake, in his post-game presser, they said, big. They said something. What does it feel like? No, it's been a disappointing season, but hitting 400 is cool. And he said, definitely a nice reminder about the big picture during a tough season. So basically, like, wake up, idiot. You're real good.
Right.
Only 38 people have ever hit 400 home runs, and you're one of them. And you're moping around because you can't catch up to fastballs over 95 plus. That's what Stanton's telling himself in his head. Like, why don't you just sack up and start hitting homers again? So
that'd be nice.
It was a nice wake-up call.
That'd
A little
be really
confidence
nice.
boost, The devil and the angel saying the same thing, getting the same message across.
They will play the Sox at Fenway, which that's like a Stanton boosted series.
Yeah, watch out.
Yep, all day.
That's the end of it.
Peraza 4 hits.
Yeah. Who's and Pereira with the RBI double? Who's starters for next series? Last thing.
Starters for next series: Luis Severino, Michael King, and Gerrit Cole.
Sounds like 3 shutouts to me.
3 shutouts.
Will Donaldson be playing for the Brewers?
Don't believe he has been added to the roster at this time,
Nice.
but maybe.
And this is just for our sales team to clip and put on LinkedIn. Whoa, it'd be cool if Liquid IV sponsored us. I love drinking their stuff and want it for free.
Okay.
That's a new segment called
Good job hiding it at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's an end of the show only thing.
Okay.
And it's called like fishing for a plug.
I found a deodorant I like, but I'll save that for next step.
Yeah, use that
Dude.
on the next one. You're the Sunday guy now.
My shirt that I got, don't ever put your shirt in the lockers at the warehouse.
Okay.
If you're gonna
have
to put it back on.
I took my sweaty jersey off and took my shirt out of that locker and put on, and it was maybe the grossest smelling thing I've had to like put on my body to wear.
Yeah, I mean,
Awful.
can't do that.
No,
You know,
it was a locker. It's not supposed to be that bad, but it
people
was
don't look at me
so
and
hot.
think clean guy, but can't do that.
It's a locker. You're supposed to be able to put stuff in there.
That's smelly stuff.
Well, it didn't smell until I got in the locker. All right, go Yanks. Tell them Grams.
Go Yankees.
Might as well subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Twice.